What's up, Highland? We're finally out of the studio recording and made it on site today.
We did.
Pretty sweet place that we're at with a lot of cool stuff to check out and talk about. So we are at, actually, you know what? I'll just introduce John. He can tell us where we're at. So we got John Zumwalt here. He's our guest today. So John, tell us where we're at.
Johnny's Fabrication down on Monroe Street.
Which is, for anybody from Highland may not know where Monroe Street is, because I've been here my entire life and I wouldn't know where Monroe Street is. So
White City.
if you know where Ready Mix is, it's about a block away from Ready Mix.
Correct.
So, yeah, pretty sweet place. Like I said, we'll kind of maybe go outside and shoot a little bit outside and kind of walk through the whole place. But this is John's Fabrication Shop. John, how long have you been here? When did you open up?
We opened up in October.
And
I acquired the building in May, had to do some rework in here to get it ready, and then opened up October.
So, have you been doing stuff on the side beforehand as well, or?
Yeah, I had a place up at the house that I'd work and do some
Gotcha.
little stuff here and there,
Gotcha.
but I needed more space.
maybe first and foremost, what is John Z's Fabrication? Like, what would you say you do?
All general welding, fabricating. I like to do the artistic stuff, fire pits, and then, example, customers got me doing flower boxes for the front of their house. And then I'm doing flower pot holder. I just do everything, Somebody wants it, I'll build it.
So, the cool thing is everything in here, or at least everything that I've seen, is just like totally custom. So it's not like you just build a bunch of stock stuff and then sell it. It's
a lot of one-offs.
So everything's a one-off. And as you can see over here to the side, he's got two really sweet fire pits. If you can't tell, that's what they actually are, this giant dragon and the guitar.
So the guitar's a fire pit as well.
Correct.
That's awesome.
Yeah, and then the flame goes up.
Very cool.
Yeah.
So
My son inspired that one. He's into guitars, so yeah.
Nice.
So what does it take to make something like this, or like how much time does
that one was a half a day, just cutting,
Really?
bending, rolling. This one has been my longest one. A lot more detail, smaller pieces, just basically like putting the puzzle together. I draw it on the CAD, bring it out to the CNC, let it do its thing, and then I start putting it together.
Wow. So that guitar took a half a day, Jeff. How long do you think that would take you to?
Take me half a day to draw it.
Yeah, you're right. Yeah.
Even
That's
think
wild.
of the design.
Yeah.
And
Wow.
let alone try to do any type of fabrication. I don't have any of those skills. So that's why.
30 years in the making.
Yeah. So tell us about those 30 years and what all started this and how'd you get to this point?
When I was a kid, I worked for the family business for 20 years, right out of high school. And then I decided I wanted to go get a degree like the rest of the boys in the family did. And went to college. I was actually helping teach the classes. And the coordinator asked me, why don't you just apply for the teaching position? I was like, well, I never thought about that, So then I applied, got the position, and I was there for 12 years. And then just politics and stuff at the school, and I was like, it's time to open up my own spot.
So you literally went from teaching in class from in the class to teaching. Well, you were teaching in the class while you were in it as well, but you literally got the job from right after teaching it.
It's a funny story. The coordinator, he's a friend. He was just baffled. I was so far ahead, and I was like, well, I've been doing it for 20 years. I just wanted to get a degree. I just wanted that notch on my belt. And he's like, okay, well, let's do this. And it just happened. I was actually taking a class with my students at the same time.
How funny is
An
that?
English class, yeah. So it was.
The student has become the teacher.
Yes. So it was a fun experience. But yeah, I just want to get out, do my own thing. Now I can have a little more time with my son and do things like that.
Yeah.
So, yeah.
So what's the best, or what's your favorite thing that you've ever made? Do you have like one thing that you've made, or like you're most proud of, or that you think is the coolest?
Oh man, so many through the years. I built scale globe. It's actually in my front yard.
Yeah.
And that was a fun project. I did a lot of art stuff for the college. They always put on like these art exhibits every year. I did a DNA strand that was actually a tunnel for visitors to walk through, and then they used it as a for plants, climbers to grow on, and then so it was like a
cool.
tunnel of, but it was a DNA strand.
So how big was that?
Oh, it was 9 feet tall, 8 feet wide. And then like it looked like it went into the ground, came out of the ground.
That's awesome.
Like a corkscrew. Yeah, that was a
Wow.
really good one. That was probably the coolest piece I've ever worked on.
So do you have, should ask this before, because I'm going to put you on the spot, but do you have like a catalog or photos of all the stuff that you've, or a lot of stuff that
I'm in
you've
the
done?
process.
Okay.
I
Well,
am
there you go.
not
There's a good idea for you. For every piece that goes out, make sure you take a video.
I've got a big
photo.
library on my phone. I am not a computer person. The wife is actually, and she's gonna. She built a website, and then it's up and running, but we have not added any. That's why I need to get some videos and stuff like. I've been doing little bits here and there. She's gonna take the compilation and put it all on there for me.
So everything that you got right now is basically that you're working on is basically word of mouth. People that
Yeah.
have reached out to you.
Yeah.
Really.
Which, and you're solo, right? So this is
I am
So-
solo.
doing it all is it's a pretty tall task to now do the website, do the business side of things,
Yeah.
and do the fabrication.
Yeah, I got to meet the tax man tomorrow. It's like take him all that stuff because I just don't do that kind of thing.
Yeah.
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 Well, you can't do it all.
No.
So
And I try to do quick turnaround. So if a customer brings me something, if it's reasonable, I'll try to get it done within a day. They'll come to me and be, hey, I went to so-and-so's A, B, or C, and they're telling me 2 months, 6 weeks. Can you get it? I'm like, yeah, what do you got? And then I'll flip it and get it done to them real quick. And it's like that because I'm just starting.
Yeah.
So it's not out there yet, but for now, I can do a quick turnaround on projects.
So this big dragon here, we were kind of talking about it beforehand, and you said that's actually somebody from the West Coast. So how does somebody from the West Coast
friend of a
find
friend.
you here?
Friend of a friend.
Okay.
Yeah.
Wow.
And then they sent me a file and said, can you do this? And I went in, tweaked it, and cut it, and started making it.
Wow. So what's that? What's the process look like from start to finish? You got right now. I see some chunks of metal around the shop here.
And I keep stuff in stock in case somebody comes off the street and says, hey, I need 4 foot of this or 6 foot of this. And then if it's a big order, I'll order material for the job.
Yeah.
I try not to carry too much overhead on me.
Gotcha.
But yeah, say like I wanted a fire pit. Like, what's the process that me and you will go through to make the fire pit that I'm looking for? Do I find you like what I'm inspired by? Like, give you just any photo of like,
Yeah.
I think this would be cool, and then you come back with
An idea and show you. I'll draw it up on the CAD.
Okay.
And then send you the file, let you look it over, see what you like, what you don't like, and then that makes it easy to change it. After if you already cut it and then
Yeah.
they want to make changes, that makes it a little more difficult. But yeah, as long as it's still on the computer, it's simple.
So then me and you just go back and forth till we say,
This is what
this
I want.
is what I want.
Sign off on it, and away I go.
And then like, I'm not artistic at all, so like,
And I can bring ideas.
yeah, I
to
was
people.
gonna say, will you bring some of those ideas?
Some vision that you might have a little
like,
bit. And
like you said,
Like say you came to me and say, design me one that's themed around Pulse.
yeah.
Then I would look into what Pulse is and try to put elements of that into it.
Okay, cool. Because like I said, for people like me, it's hard for me to see things, like when I see it done, it's like, oh shit, that's super cool, but I would have never like thought
yeah.
to make that happen.
Right. The mechanical
Or
process.
just the idea of a
Yeah.
guitar can be a fire pit.
Right.
Wouldn't have thought that that's
Right.
a thing
Never
until
would.
now I see it. It's like, oh, that's really awesome. Now, what else can you make that's structured like that?
Yeah.
And there's 1,000 designs that you can do off of that. You can change it into a different style guitar, and so if you make the one, then you can take the elements off of that and change it over to what people are wanting or feeling. So
So that's the process. Is if someone has an idea that they want to do, they go to you and you guys can help craft that. What about your process on the back end that nobody sees as you're just in here by yourself working? How do you get from, I see a big machine over here, how do you get from flat sheet, I mean, is it a flat 4x8 sheet of metal that?
Just like the metal you see over there.
Yeah.
That's how I get it.
And then what do you do? Like, there's so much curves and there's so much cuts. How does it get to this final product?
So that was a lot of, I've got slip rollers, machines that can roll the steel, different radiuses,
Gotcha.
things like that.
Gotcha.
And then you just cut it out on there in the flat, and then you mark off where your radius would be, and then you roll it, fit it, roll it, fit it until it's right where it needs to be.
Gotcha. Does that need to get heated up or anything? Or
No,
it just doesn't?
not when it's this thin of a gauge.
Okay.
Like that. That stuff's pretty easy to manipulate. When it does get the heavier stuff, then
Yeah.
you heat it up and play with
Yeah.
it. Heat it, tack it, and just kind of get it where you want it.
So besides, your artistic pieces, you said you do a lot of other work. If something like, you said farmers, if a piece of equipment breaks, and they needed something fabricated or welded together, that, what kind of stuff can you do besides just like artistic stuff?
I've worked on many implements, farming implements. Like I was saying earlier, a friend of mine does some horseradish, and he has a big conveyor belt for his people to pick off of, and it was all twisted, and they needed it fixed, and cheaper than buying a new one. So we brought it here, I cut it up, fixed it the way he wanted it, and delivered it to him, and he was up and running in a couple days.
So farmers, it's getting to be about that time. So if any
Right.
equipment's kind of broken or you
broke
need
down.
something, a piece fixed, in case you didn't know John was here, it'd be a great option to get something maybe turned around a lot quicker than trying to order a piece
Right.
and have it delivered
sure.
or whatever.
And much cheaper.
And
I've fixed a lot of John Deere tractor parts. Guys bring them to me. They're all made out of cast. And then cast is very not friendly to weld on, but I get them fixed up, welded, and out the door. One part I was doing was like $300 or $400, and I fixed it for $50, and it got him through the season. So
Wow.
he was happy with it. So.
I would think so for $50.
Yeah.
Right. And like I said, I try to be fair. I charge my shop rate and then plus your material. I don't try to stab people with overpricing them because I'm just here to help out, get things going.
Yeah.
So what, do you have any bigger visions for what this place can be or what you want it to be, or is this it?
I have a plan, and it's just I have a lot sunk into this right now, so I'm gradually trying to build up more stuff. I'd like to expand out the sides, the back, and get a little heavier production equipment in here. A laser machine, so you get more precision cuts, cleaner. I can cut, aluminum, stainless. I have access to all that over in St. Louis, so if somebody brings me a job and I can't physically do it here, I take it over to St. Louis,
Okay.
get it done, and then bring it back over here and do what I need to do to it.
So besides, give me some, like I said, you got a couple fire pits here, but let's try to inspire some people that are maybe like, oh, I don't need a fire pit, but what else could somebody use some metal fabrication for to, make something custom? I know, like I've seen a sign back
I've
there.
done yard signs. My little guy, he comes in and he wants to cut all these funny signs, and I let him get on the computer and do that. But people I've made like established, blah blah blah, like Wine Acts established.
Okay.
Little signs like that, and then I powder coat it for them. And
So wedding gifts.
Yeah, there we go.
yes,
So
absolutely.
if somebody needs to get a wedding gift for
Yes.
somebody that's custom and
Custom,
personalized,
yeah.
Yeah, right. And I
that'd be a cool thing
I
to
can
get.
do anything if they
Yeah.
just send in. Like a lot of people will get on Etsy and find stuff they like, and they want that exact thing. You can just get the file for like $1 or 50 cents, send it to me, and then I cut it instead of ordering it from overseas and waiting 6 weeks for it.
Right.
and whatever it costs to ship something like that.
Oh yeah, usually costs more than the actual product that's
Right. Yeah.
coming. So,
Yeah.
yeah. And like this, I'm working on this smoker right here. It's for a friend. We're trying to develop a smoker that we can kind of build and sell on the custom end. People want he's a taller fella, so I made it higher so he's not bending over all the time, and you know he can just look straight in and do what he needs to do. Yeah, and that's a big one.
Yeah, this thing's like a tank of a smoker. So
that is a big one. So I made it bigger because when we smoke, we usually cook for a lot of folks. So
Gotcha.
That's what that one's coming down to. But I have a scaled down version that's more manageable.
And if you're into that thing, I was talking to him a little bit about price, and I was shocked. I thought it should have been more. So sorry if it does go up because I talk him into charging more for it.
Like I said, I try to be reasonable. I don't.
To me, the price seemed very reasonable. If I was into, unfortunately, I just can't get into the smoking game. It just takes too long for me.
Yeah.
I love the product.
I want to.
I love the finished product. I'm happy to taste anybody's smoked food and meat, but I just don't want to do the process myself.
Yeah, for us, it's, you know, we get to hang out, have
Yeah.
some beers, cook some dinner.
Yeah.
The girls are happy, the kids are happy,
Yeah.
everybody's happy.
Everybody's happy. But that's pretty sweet piece of equipment that you got.
Yeah.
Or, custom smoker.
And I have like laser welding capability. I have all that stuff. That's only for like certain jobs. Like if I'm doing railing for somebody, it's easier to do it with the laser. It's quicker, not as much heat. So it don't get a lot of
Stair
light.
reeling? Okay.
Yeah.
Gotcha.
I did like this tricked out stair well for a place in Wood River, Rustic Roots, and that was my first like big project that I did out of the shop. It turned out really nice, and they really liked it. They hired me to do a few more pieces for them. So, and like I do signs. Your guys' friend Joe, I did a sign for him. He called me or got a hold of me on Facebook actually, and says, "Hey, can you do this?" And then,
Speaking of getting a hold of you, then how does,
right now,
since it's kind of been word of mouth, but hopefully we're going to get some non-word of mouth people that see what you do and want to get a hold of you. What's the best way to go about that?
you can go to my website, johnnyzfabrication.com. It's got my phone number, all my information on how to get a hold of me there. My Instagram's attached to it. I have not done a Facebook yet, but that is coming. Like I said, I'm not the computer guy.
Yeah.
So hopefully in the
Otherwise-
next month it'll be Facebook page too.
Okay.
So.
Or is there times that people can stop in, or
I'm
do you have set
open
hours, or you?
Monday through Friday, 8 to 3:30, and Saturday by appointment. So
Okay.
if you can't get to me during the week and you got a busy week like everybody does anymore, you can call me ahead of time. Say, hey, can I come up on Saturday morning? And I'll meet you down here. It's nothing for me to get down here and meet somebody. And if someone needs, hey, can I come on a Tuesday night? I'll stay around the shop and just wait. It's a good thing about being your own boss. You can kind of make your own hours, be here when needed.
Yeah.
For sure.
So,
Very cool.
Well, Ryan, is there anything else that you need to know, or John, is there anything that we left
Yeah.
out that you want people to know about who you are or what you do?
no, I think we kind of hit every nail on the head.
Cool.
Like I said, if you're looking for any kind of custom fabrication metalwork, he's got several other projects that we've looked at that are, really awesome, unique pieces. So it's definitely more than just a fire pit. It's really artwork.
I guess I'll
that you
throw
get to
out
see.
there, I do stainless work and I do aluminum work too,
Okay.
Okay.
So,
Did you say what your favorite piece that you've done so far was? It the DNA thing?
yes.
Or that was your favorite?
That was probably the
Okay.
most intricate and a lot of measurements. And
Yeah.
math.
That's
Lots
cool.
of math.
Really?
So, yeah.
Well, John, thanks for having us in your shop, and
Yeah, thanks for coming, guys, taking time out of your day to get me out there.
yeah, absolutely. Like I said, I got a feeling a lot of people don't know that you're tucked back in here.
Yeah,
So
yeah. I need to get me a fancy sign. Guy.
get you on the billboard like Ryan here. Maybe he'll share his billboard with you.
Hey, I cut you a good deal. Get you half of that sucker.
All right. Well, thanks, John.
I appreciate it,
Thanks for
guys.
being on.